Right. Let's see if we got it right here. Hopefully everybody's doing well. Let me make sure I got this right. Appreciate all of you guys that are going to step in. Are we on? I believe we on. I think we on right now, you guys. So salute to all of y'all again that's going to step in the building. Love, honor, and respect as y'all come on in here, man. Like, share, and subscribe as y'all come on in here. And we definitely going to talk about this situation with Coach Primetime Deion Sanders' son, Shilo Sanders. All right. I want to talk about this situation. It's crazy because this situation has been going on since 2015, you guys. And this is a big one right here. And so you guys already know, I won't even hide on this channel. I'm a big-time Primetime Deion Sanders fan. I'm a fan of the son, a fan of the family in general. I love and respect what Coach Prime does with the youth. I think Coach Prime is necessary. I think he's a big figure in everything that he does. And so you won't hear much criticism about him over here from me because of the body of work that he has put out here over the years dealing with the youth, helping the youth, inspiring the youth, and doing such great things. But I will talk about this situation that's in the news referring to his son, Shilo Sanders, because this just came up. And this is something big that can have a major impact on the son. So I feel like the son, Shilo, he's going to need... he's in a big situation right now, and I'm finna tell you guys exactly what happened. I'm finna break it all down for you and let y'all know everything that's going on. So salute to everybody that's in here, right? So a judge, right, is ruling on evidence that has been presented in a bankruptcy case of Coach Primetime Deion Sanders' son, Shilo Sanders. Now, according to reports, a federal judge, and salute to everybody that's in the building, a federal judge has issued several pretrial rulings in the bankruptcy case of former Colorado football player Shilo Sanders, son of the legendary Coach Primetime Deion Sanders. Now, a judge has ruled in the case, and that will shape the scope of evidence that will be allowed at his upcoming bankruptcy trial, you guys, on the 31st of August. So in 1 month, pretty much, about 5 weeks, that trial is going to come up for Primetime son Shilo and on August the 31st. Now, apparently, according to the reports, Judge Michael Romero, he held a private hearing about these issues in Denver, on July the 14th, right? With no outside observers allowed to attend because the requests were filed under seal and relate to evidence of when Coach Prime's son Shilo was only 15, right, back in 2015. But the bankruptcy court filed a summary of the rulings on July the 15th, just 2 days ago. Now, they all relate to an incident at Shilo Sanders' school back in September of 2015. Now, an incident that led him to file Chapter 7 bankruptcy in October of 2023 with more than $11 million in debt, almost all of it owed to one man. Now, this man's name was John Darjean, right? And he's a former security guard at the school in Dallas. Now, Shilo is now 26 years old, is the middle son of Coach Prime, Deion Sanders, and the older brother of Cleveland Browns quarterback Shedeur Sanders, So basically, according to the reports out of USA Today and other networks, the judge may allow expert testimony to rebut the self-defense argument. So the judge partly granted and denied Shilo Sanders' request challenging possible expert witnesses' testimony for the other boy that was involved, the other man that was involved, I should say, Darjean, I guess the security guy. So the court said that it might allow expert testimony on the issue of whether reasonable force was used in rebuttal to Shadur Sanders' self-defense arguments. Now, Darjean, he sued Shadur Sanders, or Shilo Sanders, I keep saying Shadur, but Shilo Sanders in 2016, accusing him of assaulting him and causing permanent injuries when he tried to confiscate his phone at school. Now, Shilo claimed self-defense, but he did not show up for the trial in 2022. That led to the judge ruling an almost $12 million judgment against Shilo Sanders, a default judgment against him. Shilo is now trying to get that debt out of the way in bankruptcy court. Now, but the guy who sued him is trying to keep Shilo on the hook to have to pay damn near $12 million. Now, basically, the judge granted Shilo's request concerning evidence related to his time at the Letat Juvenile Detention Facility in Texas, with one exception, that records containing party admissions may be admissible. Now, such records theoretically could include statements Shilo Sanders made at the time. I keep saying Shadur, my bad, y'all. Shilo Sanders was taken to the facility the next day after a separate incident at school, according to court records. Darjean was taken to the hospital after the incident, according to the court records. So they're saying a 15-year-old sent the security guard to the hospital, y'all. Right? Now let's keep going. That's what they're saying. Shilo, at 15, sent that security guard to the hospital. It says separately, the judge denied, at least for now, Shilo's request to limit evidence about his prior and subsequent disciplinary history, and other state agency records involving Shilo Sanders. So apparently, I guess they're trying to say that Shilo Sanders may have been in some trouble already while he was in school. He may have been a guy who was volatile that got in some trouble, is what it's trying to. That's what the article is trying to paint out, because they said that I guess he was in a juvenile detention for a different incident. If I'm not mistaken, this is what this is trying to say. So it says that the judge also denied Shilo Sanders' request to limit the time frame of the inquiry at trial. Now, these denials were made without prejudice. It says, which means that the judge could change his mind depending on later circumstances, right? So it says the court will address specific objections relating to the evidence addressed in these motions after the parties have completed designations of deposition testimony or at trial, said the order signed by the judge. Now, it goes on. It says it goes back to the 2015 incident, again, when Shilo was 15. Now, it says that a debtor such as Shilo Sanders generally can get a debt discharged through bankruptcy under certain exceptions under the law. One exception is if the debt stems from a willful and malicious injury. It says that is what the court will try to determine at the trial. Did this $11.89 million debt stem from a willful and malicious injury? Now, if the court determines that it does, then Shilo Sanders cannot get out of that debt. But if the court determines that it came from self-defense or wasn't willful and malicious, Shilo Sanders can get that debt discharged with relatively minimal damage to his bank account. So, Shilo, right? Let's talk about that situation, because I know everybody asking, well, what the hell is going on, Ticket? What happened? All right. Well, I'm going to tell you what happened, allegedly. And this is what the reports are saying that happened, right? So the reports, you guys, hold on one second, y'all. Hold on one second. I got to put this charger in. Here we go. My bad. So the reports are saying, basically, the reports are saying this is what happened. I'm finna tell y'all. So the reports are saying that on September the 17th, 2000, that Shilo Sanders, who again was only 15 years old at that time and a student at Focus Learning Academy in Dallas, Texas, was confronted by a security guard by the name of John Darjean for violating the school policy by using his cell phone, right? When Darjean tried to confiscate Shilo's phone, the reports are saying that Shilo allegedly snapped and assaulted the security guard, punching and elbowing him in the chest and in the neck. Now, the security guard claimed that the assault severely aggravated a prior neck injury that he had, resulting in him having a broken neck, cervical spine damage, permanent neurological issues, and lifelong incontinence, right? Now, Shilo has consistently maintained that he acted in self-defense in the whole situation, right? So, the security guard, after getting out the hospital, I guess, he turned around and sued Shilo and Coach Prime and Pilar at the time. At that time, they were together, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. But he sued the parents and Shilo in 2016. The parents were eventually dropped from the lawsuit in 2019. That left Shilo as the sole defendant in that lawsuit. So the civil case went to trial in Dallas in March of 2022. Because Shilo Sanders, according to the reports, failed to appear in the court to defend himself, the judge entered an $11.89 million default judgment against Shilo Sanders. Now, in October of 2023, Shilo filed for Chapter 7 bankruptcy protection in an effort to wipe out the massive $11 million plus debt. But the security guard has aggressively contested that filing to ensure that the debt remains active, right? So now Judge Michael Romero issued pivotal pre-trial rulings right now that heavily impacted what evidence can be brought up to the upcoming trial that he has coming next month. Now, the judge partially denied Shilo's request to block expert witnesses. And this opens the door for the security guard's legal team to bring in an expert to officially challenge the rebut of Shilo's self-defense claims. Now, the judge ruled that the records from Shilo Sanders' time, apparently Shilo Sanders was locked up. This has been revealed now. The judge ruled that the records from Shilo Sanders' time at the Latat Juvenile Detention Facility in Texas can be used if they contain specific statements or party admissions made by Shilo Sanders at the time. Other juvenile records were largely excluded. So the judge declined Shilo's request to block evidence regarding his school disciplinary history and records from state agencies, right? These requests were denied without prejudice, meaning that they can be evaluated again during the trial, right? Separate from that, the bankruptcy trustee has accused Shilo Sanders of hidden asset behavior, claiming that Shilo made $250,000 in unauthorized post-filing transfers of name, image, and likeness (NIL) earnings through his companies Big 21 and Headache Gang. The judge previously ruled that this separate financial dispute has enough substance to also proceed at trial. So Shilo is facing all of this stuff coming up at the end of next month. And they did an article in USA Today about this. And, man, this is wild, man. I didn't know that, Shilo, what I'm saying, we all saw the situation happen with the NFL this past year. If you just watched online, if you just saw the actual videos of Shilo getting into it with that dude on the other football team, and then he eventually got cut. But I never knew that Shilo had these alleged things in his past, because mostly when you're a juvenile, they keep that sealed, those records sealed. But now, since this is going to court, this is coming out to the forefront now, because the security guard is saying that Shilo, the security guard is saying that Shilo basically broke his neck, cervical spine damage, and gave him permanent neurological issues, I should say, right? Is what he said that Shilo, he's claiming that the beating Shilo put on him was so bad, right, that he had all these injuries done to him. Y'all smash the like button as y'all come on in. We should have over 1,000 likes in this video. You know what I'm saying? But that's what he's alleging, man. And so he wants to keep all this in court. So now they're going on August, I believe, the 31st, to court, you guys. And I will be following this case. This is, man, bro, all over a cell phone, they said. They said it's all over a cell phone, man. So, we'll have to see, man, how this all pans out. Again, the security guard is saying that Shilo broke the rules. He tried to take the cell phone from him. Shilo wasn't going, and Shilo put the beats on him. Shilo said that it was in self-defense, and you know what I'm saying? Hey, man, I was defending myself. That's what Shilo say, right? But again, now the judge is hearing that the security guard, he wants to bring, I guess, evidence of Shilo prior arrest or time at a detention center and his records, and also his alleged records from school to show his behavior, right? So now this is what it's all on the line. So Shilo could be facing a $12 million damn near payment if this dude wins this case. So if this dude wins this case, Shilo may have to pay this cat $12 million, right? So y'all gotta let me know what y'all think about this, man. I'm praying for the brothers. You know what I'm saying? I'm praying for them. Innocent unless proven guilty. But again, y'all know I'm gonna report the news. I'm not gonna come out here and cap. I'm gonna report it. You know what I'm saying? So we'll see how this pans out, man. Again, Shilo say, hey, man, it's self-defense, bro. You know what I'm saying? And I have to see the picture of the security guard. I want to see what size the security guard was, because why would it need to be a mix-up like that if the security guard... Here's my question I have about it. If Shilo illegally had a cell phone, why would it be a fight over the cell phone with a security guard? If security guard, Shilo had a cell phone, why didn't the security guard just go report it to the principal or to the administration? As a security guard, I don't think he's supposed to, at a school, I don't think the security guard's supposed to confiscate it. Ain't he supposed to go file a report and say, hey, look, I asked this guy to turn over his phone. He didn't turn over the phone. So, you know what I'm saying? Hey, we got to do this. That's just my thoughts. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't there. I don't know how the situation went down. So I can't fully explain it to you guys. But, my thoughts would be, hey, man, if it was like this over this cell phone situation, hey, and he didn't want to get a cell phone up. Like, if you're a security guard and you tell a youngin, hey, dog, give me that cell phone, bro. I got to get that cell phone. And he don't want to get a cell phone, then you just go write up a report, right? That's just my thoughts. My thoughts would be, hey, don't you go write up a report and then just go write up the report to the in the principal's office. And then the principal and them When they come get the phone, he definitely gonna have to give it up if he got a phone, right? So that's just my thoughts. My thoughts is why would it be a mix-up between him and the security guard physically over a cell phone? It don't make no sense to me. Unless you had a situation where maybe and I'm asking, did the security guard snatch the cell phone from him? And then Shilo took offense to that and they both got tangled up? So I want to see the size of the security guard versus what the size of Shilo was at 15. A lot of different things I want to see, but they're saying that Shilo had also gotten into other trouble. So I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, man. They're saying that Shilo was locked up. You know what I mean? And so I would like to know, what was Shilo Sanders locked up in the juvenile detention for? I would like to know that, right? Because that's something. Now, I will tell y'all this, right? This is what is being reported, right, about Shilo in that situation. Let me just say this right now, right? So, and this is reported in Sports Illustrated, okay? Right here. That Shilo was basically locked up in the Latat Juvenile Detention Facility due to alleged violent, erratic, and dangerous conduct involving 2 back-to-back school assaults within a 24-hour period. Now, according to the court records submitted by the plaintiff, his father, primetime Deion Sanders, shout out to Coach Prime, personally transported and admitted him to the Dallas County facility on September the 18th, 2015. Now, apparently, the reasons detailed in the legal proceedings that, I guess we're saying that, one, the initial catalyst was the physical altercation with that school security guard I just told y'all about over that confiscated cell phone, which left the security guard with severe spinal injuries, right? Also, the court documents state that Shilo was involved in a separate incident at a school involving another student within 24 hours of that, incident with the security guard. And because of these consecutive aggressive behaviors, Shilo was placed at the Leaded Center's Crisis Intervention Program, where he ultimately stayed 30 days. So his father took him over there. I don't know if he was locked up, but it says his father took him over there, and he was over there for 30 days, right? So we'll have to see how this pans out, man. I pray for the brother, man. Pray for the family, man. And, hey, listen, man. Hey, listen. You know what I'm saying? We're going to see in court how it pan out. You know what I mean? We're going to see in court how it pans out, how the judge rules on this and what the evidence looks like in this case. Because, like I said, I wasn't there. I don't know what happened, but we want to get the evidence to find out exactly, what happened. Shilo is claiming self-defense against a security guard. And I do have a question about the security guard. Like, if you're a security guard and somebody got a phone and they don't want to give you over the phone, how the hell do you get in a physical situation with them over the phone? If you're the security guard and somebody don't give you the phone, don't you just go right to the principal's office and write it up? And just say, hey, look, I asked this guy for the phone. He didn't want to give up the phone. I'm writing him up. How is there any physical? And that's just my question. That's a serious question I have, right? Because my question is, once again, that's my question, right? My question is why wouldn't you go to the principal's office and write it up and have the principal and them deal with it? If the principal get on his helmet, ain't nothing he can do, right? But imagine if imagine if, and I'm going to say this again, imagine if something different happened, right? Imagine if something, and I'm just saying again, like, bro, how is that I don't understand that. I don't understand that. If he bought a cell phone illegally to school, why would there be a physical altercation between the security guard and Shilo? Wouldn't the security guard, if he told Shilo, hey, give me the cell phone, and Shilo was like, I ain't giving you shit, right? Wouldn't he immediately go to the principal's office and write that up? Like, how would that become a physical? That should never become a physical situation between those two, because Shilo was 15. So if you're the security guard, okay, you don't want to do that. Okay, I'll write you up. Boom. And then that should be the end. To me, it should have never even been. You know what I'm saying? I don't even think the security guard got a right to snatch the phone or anything, right? So I don't think that. I don't think the security guard should have a right to snatch a phone or try to take it out your hands or do it, because to me, they should make no physical contact with a student unless a student is in a fight with another student and you're trying to control that student. Right? I'm just going to say it again. To me, you're supposed to only touch a student whenever you're breaking up a fight situation. If it's any other situation, unless it's a weapon, like if it's a knife or a gun, that's something different. But a cell phone? Come on, man. Like, I'm just saying, I'm being real about this now. Like, come on, bro. You know what I'm saying? Even if Shilo, let's say Shilo was in the wrong and didn't want to give up the cell phone, call the principal's office on his ass. Straight up. You call the principal on him. Call the principal on him. Why was there ever see, that's the only thing I would have asked the judge. If I was Shiloh's lawyer, I'd like, hey, hold on. Why is he even in a physical situation with this? Like, if he said that his son didn't give up a cell phone, bro, just write him up. Simple as that. Right? To me, you don't have the authority to put your hand or snatch up a phone off a kid like that. Right? Simple as that. So, and then Shilo just going to go off because of that? Like, imagine it. And then just think if Shilo gave him the phone, if he asked for it and Shilo gave it to him, why would Shilo then go off? It wouldn't have been something said. So, that situation sounds fishy to me, man. You know what I'm saying? It sounds fishy to me. I don't know, man. I got to see what they say in court and what comes out, man. But y'all smash the like button, share the video, like the video. Y'all let me know what y'all think, man. Y'all let me know. I want to know what everybody think about this in the comments section, man. And y'all like the video, share the video, man. Like, share, subscribe, man. I can't wait till this goes to trial next month. I will be following this case. Gone.